Over the next few months, we'll be doing some work looking at the future of Old Valley Academy and what values everyone needs to live by in order for your ideal future to come to fruition. We're starting that process with an exercise to capture all your ideas about what that potential future might be. We'll pull all those ideas into one view of the future, which we'll then bring back to you for discussion at the Leadership Conference on the 19th of July. Before we get started, here's a little bit about why it is important to have a vision for the future. One reason is that it's a key part of your plan. It helps all your stakeholders understand the hopes, dreams and aspirations of Old Valley Academy, whether that's for the school, its teachers or its pupils. Whilst it's about stepping back and seeing the big picture, at the same time it's crucial for your day-to-day decision making. Having a clear idea of where you are going allows you to say both yes and no powerfully. Does this move us toward or away from our vision? If it's away, then it's easy for you to say no. It's also incredibly powerful for your teams. Knowing what they do is helping to contribute to the overall vision of the school is hugely motivating and can be a key aid in overcoming procrastination and giving them a sense of purpose. Now that we know why we're doing it, here's a little bit about how it's going to work. All the instructions you need are in this video or can be read on the mural. Over the next 30 minutes or so, I'm going to ask you a series of questions. I'll pause in between those questions to give you time to think, so you can complete the majority of this exercise in the time it takes to watch this video. You can pause the video as often as you need to give you additional time to think, and you can come back to it at any time. So as you think about it over the next few days and new ideas crop up for you, then pop back onto the mural and add your thoughts. If you'd like to read the questions again without needing to go through the video, then you can find them in the questions PDF attached to the mural. As I ask you the questions, use one of the brainstorming places to capture your thoughts. At the end of all the questions, I'll be asking you to read back through them and to do a little bit of editing. That means you don't need to edit as you go along. If you need to add more sticky notes, then feel free to do so. The more ideas you capture, the better. When you're capturing your thoughts, I want you to write what you actually want to see. I want to be able to come along and take a picture or make a video of it happening. We're looking for tangible, visible, achievable outcomes. We're looking for clearly defined statements that are specific, and I want you to think about what you want to achieve on behalf of those not taking part in this brainstorming exercise. Okay, so if you've chosen your brainstorming area and you're sitting comfortably, then it's time for us to get started. I'm going to take you through a few different scenarios. They're all designed to encourage you to think about the future of Old Valley Academy from different perspectives, from yours as teachers and leaders, to pupils, to parents, to your wider community. When thinking about the future, it's important to consider all of these perspectives. A lot of what they want from the school will be the same, but there will be some differences that hopefully these questions will help to highlight. You're recording the Transition 2025 videos with some Year 7 and 8 pupils. What would their favourite thing about being at Old Valley Academy be? What would their biggest piece of advice to a new student be? Now you've switched to recording the Year 11 Buddies videos. How would they say they have changed as a result of their time at Old Valley Academy? What is their favourite memory of their time here? How would they encourage new pupils to prepare for their first day at Old Valley Academy? You're speaking to parents of pupils who've recently finished their GCSEs. What do they see as the benefit of their child coming to Old Valley Academy? When the family on their street asks them why they chose Old Valley Academy for their child over another school, what do they say? You've been asked to show a potential new teacher around the school as part of their interview process. They ask you what's the best thing about working at Old Valley Academy. What would you say? They asked to speak to some pupils about what the best thing is about being a pupil at Old Valley Academy. What would the pupils say? What would be the most important thing that you're looking out for whilst taking them on their tour to know if they're going to be a good fit for Old Valley Academy? It's your last day as a teacher here, and Dan has asked for a quick catch-up before you go. He has a few questions. What has been your biggest success whilst working at Old Valley Academy? What does that success mean to you, personally and professionally? What has teaching here changed about the way in which you teach? What will you take from Old Valley Academy to the next school that you work at? You're at an event for teachers at secondary schools in Suffolk. When people hear that you work at Old Valley Academy, what's their first reaction? What are the programmes within school that they most want to hear about? They ask you what the secret of your success is. What do you say? You've just received your best ever report from your latest Ofsted inspection. What do they write about Old Valley Academy? What makes Old Valley Academy stand out from other local schools? What do they say was the prime reason for giving you that rating? Okay, that's the end of all the questions. Pause here if you want to take a bit more time at this stage, or read through all the questions again on the Word document. When you're ready, then press play to carry on with the next stage of the process. You should now have lots of sticky notes with words and phrases captured on them. The aim of this next part of the process is to summarise them down to 5 to 8 ideas. I'm going to ask you to do that in a specific way, so don't just start deleting them. Read each one again. Start moving your sticky notes around to group ideas together. Now, I want you to be really thoughtful about this grouping. Group things together that have the same accomplishment or the same underlying root cause. If you're struggling to group them together, then read each one again whilst asking yourself, what is it about AVA Old Valley Academy that enables this to happen? Pause here if you want to take a bit more time at this stage. Remember that you're looking to group them into 5 to 8 ideas. When you're ready, then press play to carry on with the next stage of the process. Now you have about 5 to 8 groupings. I want you to come up with a short phrase, around 7 to 10 words, that captures the thing that brings the items in each group together. Remember, I want you to write what you actually want to see. I want to be able to come along and take a picture or make a video of it happening. We're looking for tangible, visible, achievable outcomes. We're looking for clearly defined statements that are specific. From the menu bar, pull in one of the circle sticky notes and write the description in it, and then place it on top of the group it relates to. Do this for each group. Pause here if you want to take a bit more time at this stage. Remember that you're looking to create a short phrase of 7 to 10 words that captures the tangible, visible, achievable outcomes that you want to see in the future. When you're ready, then press play to carry on with the next stage of the process. Your final task is to go back through your circle sticky notes and read them all again. How clear are they? If somebody else read them, would they know exactly what you mean? Are there any tweaks you could make to the wording to make them even clearer? Once you're happy with those phrases, then you're done. A huge thanks from Dan, Neil and myself for all the effort that you've put into this. It's going to be incredibly helpful as we take the next steps through this process. If between now and the 12th of July you think of something that you want to add or tweak to one of your phrases, then pop back in and make your edits. We'll give you an update on what came out of this exercise at your leadership conference on the 19th of July and give you an opportunity to discuss the outcomes. See you then.